on Pointe at 7.
Old studio, it doesn't exist.
Okay, because I got put on Pointe at 6. I love fitting the Helman sisters. They both came into my store like beautiful giraffes. There's about a half size difference between the two of them. Both of them are in Freeds. They're in different makers, and thank goodness they're not very picky. So they're pretty much like, if it's similar to the one that I've had before, then I'll just deal with it kind of dancers. Emily, who is the older sister, has a smaller foot. She wears about a size 6.5 in pointe shoes, which translates to about a size 8.5. But in reality, her foot size looked to me as like a size 9. So she actually prefers to wear her shoes a little bit tighter. And in conjunction with that, she wears her toe pad really thin. The lambswool toe pads, they're really fluffy. At the beginning, they're really comfy. She doesn't like it like that. And that's actually really common with professional dancers. They don't like fluffy toe pads. They want to feel the floor. And that was the same thing with Emily, is that she wanted to feel the floor. So she broke down her toe pad to the point where it almost looked like half a sock. Now here's the interesting part. Ally, who is the younger sister, she has a size bigger. So she wears about a straight shoe size 9.5. Ally wears a size 8, which means that it is a size 10 in straight shoe size. So she likes to wear her shoes too long. And the reason for that is because she's very prone to ingrown toenails. So some dancers have toenails that grow into their skin and it gets really painful. So they don't like to have anything that's touching the skin at all. So in that case, what I normally do is I either give them a shoe that's a bit more tapered, so they're a little bit lifted off the floor, or if they don't want to have a more tapered shoe, because Ally prefers a more square platform, she wears her shoes a little bit longer, which is a size 8. She should normally be in a size 7.5, but she's in an 8, and she wears her shoes a little bit more narrow. She wears the narrowest width and a slightly longer shoe. And that's totally fine, because that means that it'll kind of like pull her out of her pointe shoes so that she's not feeling a lot of pain. And she wears these perfect fit toe pads where she molds her foot into these toe pads so that she's lifted a little bit more. Now, these are really great for some people and they love it. For people that like the least amount of padding, they tend to not like the perfect fit. It's just really interesting to see the differences between the two sisters, because their feet were very similar in shape and size, but they wear a width difference and a size and a half difference between the two of them, because Ally likes her shoes a half size bigger and Emily likes her shoes a half size smaller. So it was like the difference between a 6.5 and an 8. So it was a huge difference, but if they take off their shoes, they're actually quite similar. But it was always cool to see sisters, because they're so similar in DNA, but their preferences are still really different. Okay, can we talk about these for a second? Yeah. This is awesome. This is actually so smart, because like it keeps your heel on better, right? Who's better at turns?
We're both okay.